Hello, good evening. Thanks so much for joining me tonight. Tonight I'm going to try to do something a little bit different than what I normally do. Recently I've been just thinking about games and games that I've enjoyed over the years. And I've said if you read oldgamehermit.com with any regularity, you may have seen that I've said on multiple occasions that my favorite game of all time is Final Fantasy XI. That may come as a surprise to people. A lot of people would assume that I would say wizardry or something like that. But when we talk about just a singular game, Final Fantasy XI is that game that is probably the greatest that I've ever experienced. I started playing Final Fantasy XI, well, 24 years ago, I guess. I was one of the PlayStation 2 beta testers. I actually had received a whole thing in the mail from Square Enix, a hard drive, instructions on how to insert this into the PlayStation 2, and a whole sign-up. In fact, I still have, right here, my original Final Fantasy XI beta test handbook and the original beta test access codes. I still have those. That was back in 2003, and I played the game during the beta. I took a little break for about 6 months after it was released, and then I made a retail character, and I kept that character, I guess, until about 2013. I took a break from the game in 2010. I think it was 2010 when Final Fantasy XIV came out. But I kept revisiting 11, and then finally, shortly after the last expansion and some of the additional content, I took a break from the game. And I haven't played this game with any regularity in probably over 13 years. Now, I've logged in from time to time on a lot of the free weekends and things like that, anniversaries, just to check things out, but I've never stuck around. But recently, I started watching some people playing the game, streaming it on YouTube and Twitch and Rumble and things like that, and it really got me thinking. The game has changed so much, it's hardly a game that I would even recognize anymore as far as progression goes. So I thought maybe I would go ahead and try the game once again as it exists today, because I remember the game in a much different time. And so I thought it might be a fun experiment to go ahead and check out the game now, maybe even start a whole new character and see how it goes. So that's what we're going to do. I believe that's what we're going to do. And I'm going to start that tonight. We're going to make a new character and experience Final Fantasy XI as it is today. So bear with me for a moment. It's going to be very tricky for me to get this on the screen properly. It's not going to be smooth or pretty at all.
It all began with a stone, or so the legend says. In ages past, a sentient jewel, enormous and
We'll watch this intro.
banished the darkness. Its many-colored light filled the world with life and brought forth mighty gods.
I love this intro movie.
The world entered an age of bliss, until after a time, the gods fell into slumber. That world was called Vana'diel. In the 863rd year of the Crystal Era, Vana'diel was in the midst of a great war. faced with invasion by the Shadow Lord and his hordes of beastmen. The leaders of the enlightened peoples united their forces in desperate alliance. They were the Kingdom of Sandoria, the Republic of Bastu, the Federation of Windurst, and the Grand Duchy of Juno. Together, they struggled for survival in battle after battle as chaos engulfed the land.
This is so savage right here.
What's going on?
Very brutal.
What the? Fire at will! This way!
Aldo, listen. You've got to climb.
Sis?
Can you lower yourself down?
I think so. Sis, are you all right? Emelyn?
Aldo, just run!
There we have it. There's the intro. Someone says that the video on Rumble seems to not be displaying correctly. Let's see if we can figure out why that is. I'm going to investigate that on my own here. Bear with me just a second. Sure enough, the video does not seem to be working on Rumble. Huh. But it is working on YouTube. I wonder why that is. Well, that's really a shame. I've never had this problem before. No idea why that's the case. In this case, rather than restart the stream, I'm just going to suggest that everybody switch over to YouTube. I don't know why that's happening. I've never seen that behavior before. I did have a lot of trouble with OBS before starting the game. We timed out. We timed out because we watched the movie. That happens sometimes. Give me just a second. Maybe I can actually fix the Rumble thing in the meantime. But let me get this started back up. There's always something. Every time I try to stream, there's always something. Some new kink in the works. Something that always fails to work correctly. So a couple of things. I am playing the game using a third-party tool called Windower. And the reason that I'm doing that is because otherwise I have resolution issues and some of the text doesn't display correctly, and if I Alt-Tab, I run into issues. For a long time, that was really the only way to play the game on Windows and not have it look like complete garbage. I understand the client has been updated since then, and it actually kind of works as it's supposed to now. But I've used Windower forever and a day. So let me get Final Fantasy up and running here. I don't want to show the Play Online viewer, which is the bootloader into the game, because it has account information in there. Friends appear, things like that. But the game should pop up here in just a second. Now that we're logged in, here we go. So a couple things. I do have access to my old characters. This was my main character from a long, long time. But I think today we're going to make a brand new character. Because I want to experience the game the way that it exists today and sort of provide a commentary on it. And this is the character creation screen. We have Humes, which are like humans. This is the male Hume. You can change the face. This was what my character looked like, my main character. There's quite a few options. You have the Hume female. For the most part, I almost always played a Hume. But we have Elvon. These are typically your high elves, if you're a D&D kind of person. You have the female Elvon. So again, I am aware that there is some sort of a technical glitch on Rumble right now. The placeholder video is showing and audio is coming through, but the game itself is not being broadcast. I have no idea why that's happening. So if you are watching on Rumble, you may want to switch over to YouTube. We also have the Taru, which are the little guys. Once again, Rumble viewers, I apologize. Some sort of a technical problem is preventing the video from actually reaching Rumble tonight, which is crazy because I'm using Rumble Studio throughput software. No clue what the issue is there. So you can also find me on YouTube, Old Game Hermit, and the stream is working just fine on YouTube. So far, every race that we've looked at has been a male and a female version. But now we have two exclusives, the Mithra, only available to players in a female gender. Although there is a male Mithra in the game, they're very, very rare. Danny Thrasher says hello. Hey Danny, thanks so much for hanging out. Sorry about the technical problems on YouTube, or on Rumble rather. Glad to see people on YouTube interacting. So Mithra are only available in a female model. It's your typical anime cat girl. But then we have the Galka. And Galka are only available in a male model. Technically, Galka are genderless, is my understanding. There are no female Galka. Technically, there's no male Galka. So what do we want to play? What do I want to play as? It's an important choice because if you look here, you can see there are some stat differences. Taru, for example, have a very high intelligence compared to the other races. So therefore, if you're going to play a mage, Taru is a great bet. Galka have an extremely high strength. Hume are sort of middle of the ground. That's why I've always played them. Because in this game, unlike a lot of other MMOs, you can change your class or your job sort of at will. So you're not tied to just one class. And also, the race that you pick and the starting city that you pick makes a difference. If you start playing, like if I pick this Elvon and I start in the Elvon hometown, then I get a little ring that actually boosts some stats that I won't get if I were to pick a Hume, who are from the Republic of Bastuk. But if I start them somewhere else, I don't get the bonus. So I think I actually want to play an Elvon. I don't usually play those. Of all the characters, I think that is the one that I've had the least experience playing. Sorry, my phone is blowing up. So yeah, Elvon. I think we're going to do it. Which one do we want? You know, since we're doing the old game Hermit, I think maybe the old man would be the right choice, huh? Let's go with that. Let's check out the hair options. Let's go with the old guy. And we'll choose... We'll go with the medium body size. Now we pick our starting class or job. Warrior, monk, white mage, black mage, red mage, or thief. There's plenty more that are unlocked as the game goes on. Primarily in the past, I've always played a white mage. I think I'd like to start the game this time. Oh, what do I want to do? Let's kind of go basic and let's start it as a warrior. Now, what do we want to name this fellow? Let's see. Let me check something. How do you say hermit in Japanese? I always like to name my Final Fantasy characters in Japanese. Let's see. We'll just go with hermit. The Japanese word is sen, which would be taken already, I'm sure. The name is unavailable. Of course it is. Let's see. Let's think of a good name, and I'm open to suggestions. let's see. Let's try this. There we go. So since this is an Elvon character, I am going to start in the Kingdom of Sandoria. The Elvon, a proud race of warriors, forged this kingdom in northern Quan from the fires of the Civil War. House de Oraguel, Oraguel, I don't know how to say that, Oraguel, has ruled them from the fortress city of Sandoria for over 500 years. 2 elite chivalric orders keep watch over the kingdom. The Royal Knights patrol its borders, while the Temple Knights maintain peace within the capital. Thanks to their vigilance, no army has ever breached the city walls. There's 2 other options. Bastook, which is sort of a, almost look at it as an early America, sort of a Western, up-and-coming, very, I don't want to say mechanical, but very nation on the rise. Everything is sort of industrial. That's the word I'm looking for. Then we have Windurst, which is very whimsical. Home of the Taru and the Mithra. But we are going to go with Sandoria tonight. Excuse me. And let's take our first step into Vana'diel. The fortress city of Sandoria lies to the north on the great continent of Quan, the beating heart of an ancient kingdom. It is home to 1,000 legends past. But now her reign of glory is but a memory. Heroes raise shining swords to the heavens no more. The sun has set on the kingdom of knights, an old lion never to rise again. Thus do some dismiss her now. Yet young Elvon knights still venture proudly into the wilds of Vana'diel, determined to triumph over any foe. On this particular day there comes a new adventurer, ready to make a name for himself in Sandoria. The king wishes to bolster his ranks, and Ro'inja has journeyed far to answer the call. Ro'inja. Should fortune favor him, bards across the land will sing of his exploits for generations to come. Of course, he has only begun his rise to glory. No one can tell what his future holds. Never before has he set foot within the Elven capital, but he is resolved. And it may be difficult to read, but all of the in-game text appears at the bottom of the screen. Vana'diel says, "I say, watch where you're going." Oh, a new recruit, are you? That explains it. Well, far be it from me to chastise someone on his first day. Still, as a citizen of Sandoria, you... And then Prince Treon says, "Ah, Vana'diel, what are you doing here?" Prince Treon, I was explaining to this recruit here about what it means to be a proud citizen of Sandoria. A new recruit. Strengthen your sword arm and your stature as a knight. Thus will you best serve the glory of our great kingdom. Here's the other prince. Euji. Sandoria has more than enough soldiers already, brother. Speaking of which, should you not be training with them instead of bothering new recruits with talk of war? You are too bold. Really, Paige, is this any way to speak to your brother? Says the princess. I've said the truth and nothing more. The ranks of our armies could swell to bursting and victory would still be far. It's your head that is swollen, brother. With enough numbers we could crush the beastmen without having to resort to your misguided tactics. My tactics misguided? Oh, that is rich. Tell me of the tactics that lost an entire company in Battaglia Downs the other day. It's good you're so fond of talking, as I've never seen you wield a sword. Better to shout orders from the rear than reveal your ineptitude in actual combat. So we have some infighting here. Stop your quarreling, both of you. A divided leadership only creates unrest among the people, soldier and civilian alike. Surely you are both aware of this. Oh, I suppose. I warn you, Pyuji. Talk to me like that again, and I won't be so forgiving. Good old Trion. Threats of violence are his only recourse when a conversation does not go his way. Like a child he is. They are both like children, quick to insult and quicker to take offense. Really. I must apologize for that, but ours is truly a great kingdom, and I expect you to further her glory. Those two are a handful, but they are truly the closest of brothers. Perhaps I could be of service. Is there anything in particular you'd like to know? So I'm going to say I'd like to do some shopping. If you want to buy weapons or other supplies, just ask one of the merchants in town. Here, take this. It's an adventurer coupon. Give this to Tilsa at the bottom of the staircase in northern Sandoria. She'll help you out. By the way, Tilsa is a lady of traditional Elvan upbringing, so try not to say anything that will offend her sensibilities. Anyways, let me mark her location on your map. Now you can check her position anytime by opening the map, blah 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 blah. And then he tells you how to give items, etc. So a couple of housekeeping things I'm going to need to do here real quick. Make sure the game is set to the way I like it, and it is actually good. I logged in the other day with my other character and set the controls the way I want them to make sure everything stays. So compared to a modern MMO, this game is very archaic in its design. It was made for the PlayStation 2, and it expects you to have a controller, but you'll need a keyboard to type. Let's check things out here. What equipment do I have? An onion sword, Elvan basic gear, and I have the Sandorian ring and a Jubilee ring. Jubilee ring is something new. What is that? So this Sandorian ring, it raises strength +1 and mind +1. The Jubilee ring is an experience point ring. Okay. Experience points +50%. Skill gains increased by 100% when under 400. Wow. Okay. That must be part of the anniversary that's going on right now. Let me look at these messages here. So we've got some special events going on. Strange happenings in Vana'diel until July. The real Archduke of Juno back in the spotlight until July. Anniversary event. The Elite Adventurer Training Program until June. Moogle support campaign for new and returning players until June. Adventurer Gratitude campaign until June. Good lord. Return Home to Vana'diel campaign until May 25th. That's a free login. Discount campaign until June. Game is like something like 60% off right now. We've got the 24th Vaniversary Nomad Mog Bonanza 2026 until May 26th. 24th Vaniversary Celebration campaign until June 9th. The 2026 Login campaign until June 9th. And Prish's Teardrop acquisition event until June 9th. Good God, there's like so much going on right now. Make sure my config is the way I want it. Gameplay. Yep. Okay, inventory sort on. Perfect. Chat filters. Looks good. Windows. Perfect. Shadows on high. There we go. Put that at 16:9. That looks better. That's what we want to do. Looks good. Not right. That doesn't feel right. There we go. Inverted. That's what I want. Perfect. Global. Chat language filter off. Auto disconnect off. Alright. Everything looks good. So unlike modern games, I may bump this UI up next time. It's awfully small. Unlike most modern games, these NPCs that stand around, they don't let you know when there's a quest. There's no question mark or exclamation point above their heads. None of that. You have to talk to everybody. Here we've got a basic merchant. This NPC just gives some basic information. Where are we on the map? Let's see. So one thing I mentioned is I've gone ahead and downloaded a few mods for the game, one of them being higher resolution maps. That looks nice, actually. And higher resolution fonts. And that's really all I've done. Alright, so as a brand new character in this world, we're going to do a little exploring. Here's the person I need to trade the adventurer coupon to. Here, let me give you this in exchange for your adventure coupon. By Westgate in southern Sandoria is a woman named Alun. Speak with her, for she has knowledge that will surely aid your aspirations as an adventurer. I got a whopping 50 gil. Good God. I remember the first time I played, I wandered around and I couldn't find the character. I was asking for help. So again, this game looks like a lot to digest. But you get the hang of it pretty quick. The love I have for this game, I couldn't even tell you. Some of the music in this game just gives me goosebumps. Truly. Okay. So these up here, this blue crystal, is called a home point. And back when I used to play, the only thing these were good for was for you registered a home point with your character. So that way when you died, you would come back to whatever you had your home point set to. That was it. That's all they were for. Was just spawn points for death. Now, it's like Final Fantasy XIV, where it's a whole warping system. You can warp to any home point that you've unlocked from any home point. Which is new. That's, well, new. It's probably 10 years old now, or 12 years old now, but at once upon a time, that was new. Completely unheard of. So we're going to go around and we're going to unlock every home point here in Port Sandoria. Got 3, 2, 1. This is the Gobby Box guy. I must wait another 45 days to perform that action. Okay. Curio vendor removal. Here's the next home point. I'm gonna ping that one. What's this guy? Curio vendor removal. I've set up shop at the site to search souls to sell sundries to. Come back late. The glorious goodness. So a part of me wants to play this game the way that I would have played it back in the day, meaning go expansion by expansion in a progressive fashion. But it's almost impossible to do that. The updates made to this game over the years have fixed it so that sometimes just entering a zone will pop a brand new expansion, you know, into effect. So sometimes it's unavoidable. Right. So that's every home point right here in Port Sandoria. So I've got these Mog Pels in my inventory. This is a promotional thing. Mogpel Red. Let's see what we do with these. Trade me a Mogman's a prize exchange item, and I'll grant you a glorious gift. I think this might be the guy. Nope, maybe not. What about this guy? know it's not this guy, right? There's so many various Moogles around. No. Not him. Mog Bonanza's like a lottery Moogle. I'm going to talk to this guy right now. What's up with that? Okay. We'll figure it out. And the Skipper Moogle. What's this? I've never seen this guy. Oh, Mall Gardens. I remember hearing about that. So, speaking of Mog Gardens, let's take a look at the Mog House. There is player housing in this game. Basically, every player's got a little room called the Mog House. It's sort of like your home. Festive Moogle. Ah, okay. This is the Mog Pell guy. Let's see what we can get. A red Mog Pell. Oh, let's see. What examples of enjoyment will you exchange with it? Equipment or items? Let's see what he's got for items. Alright, so some interesting gear. Some of this stuff I don't even recognize. I don't know what to do with some of this stuff. Oh, but I know what to do with these. These ciphers. Yeah, that's a... yeah, we want those. We want those. So these ciphers, these unlock what's called trusts, which are NPCs that you can add to your party. Because not a whole lot of people play this game anymore, it's hard to find parties, hard to find groups of people. And so they added the ability to group up with NPCs. Oh, and here's some of the rare ones. Oh, man. Let's see. What are some of the rarer trusts? Take advantage of this event. Really, okay. Let's see, there's also this Trust Primer in my inventory. What's that about? Can I trade that to him? I've never seen that item before. Nope. That's a race change thing. That's new. Let's go to the Mog House. Check out our little house here. So I still see lots of people in Rumble. Is this working? Are you guys able to see it? Oh, it doesn't look like it. I don't know what happened to the Rumble stream tonight, but it's all messed up. Welcome, Master. This is your home, the Mog House. I'm a Moogle. We Moogles like taking care of houses and items. Nice to meet you. I'll tell you all about your Mog House. First, the basics, and it gives you some instructions. There's lots of things you can do in your Mog House. So this is where you store items, and you can decorate the house, and you perform your job changes here. And he tells you how to communicate with other players. Right now, there's not a whole lot to do in the Mog House. So we'll leave. Okay. Now that one NPC told me to talk to somebody else. Who did they tell me to talk to? Let's look at the log. Hello in southern Sandora. Let's go ahead and make our way there. Greeter Moogle, what's this guy? Oh, the May login campaign. I have 50 points. I'm going to leave that for now. So every day you log in, you get more points. You cash those points in for stuff. So there's a lot of different things I could be doing here. There's a number of quests I could pick up here for paltry little prizes. But we're going to stick with the quest that we've been given to go find this other NPC. I want to see what the... I want to see where that road leads, because I don't remember that. Of course, I wouldn't have done that for almost 20 years, so... I haven't rolled a new character in this game for a long time. Start the Seekers of Adeline. So it's already asking me if I want to activate one of the expansions. I'm going to say no, not right now, maybe later. Examine Tales beginning in northern Sandora Vastnut markets or winters to start Seekers of Adeline. Okay. I don't want to get ahead of myself. Just zoning into this zone, apparently, is enough to trigger the most recent expansion in the game. I don't want to do that just yet. Alright, so I got several home points here to unlock. There's one. I remember this guy, he's going to give me a quest. The bat wings. There's something foul in the air. Can you feel it? I must get charms to ward away this wickedness. To make such charms, I need 2 bat wings. Will you bring me some? I'll do it. You can just give this guy bat wings ad nauseum. He'll just keep collecting them and you'll keep getting experience and reputation points for the zone. So I know there's all kinds of things just like laying around here. And as a new player, you know, I'd want to, well, I would want to click them, but one thing at a time. I know what a lot of that stuff does, and it doesn't really have anything to do with us just yet. Where's the other home point? One to my left, right there. And one headed to the other log house there. So many weird things. What is that? I don't recognize half of this stuff. So that's the book that will start the expansion. And here we are in southern Sandoria, so we're looking for Alune. Is the character's name? This used to be the character you had to trade the Adventures coupon to. What is an Agent Moogle? What does this guy do? Where's he going? What are these guys? I've never seen these before. Happy 24th anniversary. Let's go over exactly what the festivities entail. A special program has been unveiled for adventurers of all stripes, and you're hereby invited to celebrate. It's up in Sandor, okay? You must be wearing a shaded Moogle rod. Escape from your everyday adventuring. Refresh your thirst. Okay? Lucky for you, I've got a sizable stock of shaded Moogle rods on hand. Put it on and visit the Academy President. Obtained a shaded Moogle rod. What does this do? Interesting. This must have something to do with these agent modules. Academy president. Anymore. This is a weird event, okay? We'll research this later. Shaded Moogle Rod. What does this do? Does this turn me into a Moogle? Let's find the whole points. Quite a few here. One behind me, one ahead of me. There's Aluni right there. We'll talk to her in a second. What's this guy? I feel so lost. Greetings and well met, Guardian of the Kingdom. My station is to help along those new to the life of an adventurer. I specialize in types of fundamental knowledge necessary for success in such endeavors, as well as related methods of pedagogy. With my aid, you can rest assured that your first steps down the adventurer's path will not go astray. I would highly recommend you make use of my services. Okay. Are you interested in some entry-level duties to put you well on your way to greatness? I've got just the thing for you. Go talk to the guard, Avaroji, just over yonder, and have him cast Signet on you and come back and see me. So Signet is interesting. In this game, there's the 3 nations that we talked about at the beginning. And there's a constant contest. I think it is a weekly contest. You talk to this guard and you get a spell cast on you called Signet. And what that spell does is every time you kill a monster, you earn points for your nation. And then at the end of the week, the nation points are tallied up. And the nation that wins the campaign, they get rewarded with the carnival that you saw behind me. Which is that next week, the carnival is present, and it includes merchants that sell rare items. But not only that, the points you earn when you're participating in this event, you can cash in for rewards. Conquest is what it's called. I'm now taking part in my nation's conquest campaign. Well, it looks like you're able to get your Signet easy enough. As long as Signet is effective, there's always a possibility you will obtain crystals from any enemies that you defeat. That's right. And other benefits, such as increased defense and evasion. I forgot about that. Signet even helps you when you're not engaged in combat. It boosts the rate at which healing occurs. So essentially, you always want to have Signet up. I'd like to present you with strips of meat jerky. There's more here than meets the eye. This meal in particular will temporarily enhance your attack power when eaten. Whenever any type of meal is consumed, you receive some status bonus. Different meals grant different types of bonuses. Meat dishes affect attack power. Seafood dishes enhance defense. Sweets are usually good for magic, I know that. Not eat a meal while another meal's status is still in effect. Go ahead and pop one of those strips of meat jerky. And then talk to me once you've done it, okay? This tutorial did not exist when I used to play the game. This is all new, I swear. I'm now under the effect of food, as you can see here. Check out the full belly on you. Signet and meals can both play crucial roles whenever you take a step towards an enemy. Next, let's get these pristine hands of yours nice and dirty. Let's send you out to fight a monster on a full stomach. The gate will lead you to an area with hostile enemies. Try to target one of the monsters. Select check. Yep. Enemies very tough or above. Yeah. Okay. It's time you learn how to use a weapon skill. So she's telling me to do a combo. The first weapon skill for each weapon. Make that your first goal. So I want to level my weapon up to 5. Easy peasy. Go outside and fight a monster. Listen to that music. Ronfar. Man. Hours I spent right here. So there's a wild rabbit. He's a decent challenge. I think we can take him. So the way this game works is you don't actively fight. The combat is sort of automatic. I just got to get in front of him, and I'll take an automatic swing at him every so often. But once I've earned enough tactical points, or TP, I can execute a weapon skill. Oh, and this, I forgot about the chests. Oh my god. Chest is locked. Attempt to unlock it, so it's like a numbers game. I forgot all about this. Examine the lock. First digit is odd. You only get like 5 guesses or whatever. I have 4 chances to examine the lock. First digit's odd. First digit is 1 or 3. Second digit is even. Combination is less than 18. Alright, so it's going to be a 1, and it's going to be either a 10, a 16, 10, 12, 14, or 16. I don't have very good odds of probably opening this. Let's see. We're going to go with 12. It was 10. Ah, well. My sword skill is now at 2. And I have leveled up to level 2. Very nice. You can also lose levels in this game. If I were to get killed right now, I would lose experience points, and my level would go down. More than likely. Holy crap, I leveled up again. So what level is my sword skill now? Sword is at 3. Combination greater than 43, less than 72. First digit is 5, 6, or 7. Thanks for that. It was a worthless tip. First digit is even. So we're in the 60s. Alright, so it's going to be 61, 62, or 63. We're going to go with 62, and then we should get a clue to tell us higher or lower, and then we'll have the chest. It's 61. What's in this chest? Maple shield and a bone chip. I'll take the maple shield. Take the bone chip. Let's put that shield on. Oh, that's a level 8 item. I can't wear it yet. Okay. Sword at level 4. Sword is at level 5. I now have Fast Blade. So I'm going to set what's called a macro here. Let's see. Okay. So control is left. What I'm doing is a little bit of like a programming language here. Weapon skill. Fast blade. Target. I think that's the simplest. I haven't written a macro for this game in a long, long time. Let's see. Maybe the space shouldn't be there. I can't remember. We'll find out in a second. Now these bad guys might link if they're too close, so I don't want to fight more than one. Alright, let's see. Yep, that was it. Okay. The reason I want to set that macro is because it's a lot faster to do that than to go through the menus and select the weapon skill. So the combat system here, it seems real basic at first, but then you realize how complex it is. Because there's different weapon skills. Some of them chain off of each other. So if you're in a party with 5 other people, I use a fast blade, they use another weapon skill, they use another weapon skill. These skills are part of a chain, and you unlock a skill chain, which has a bonus effect. So here's another pop-up. It wants me to start this Rhapsodies of Vana'diel, which is an expansion sort of thing. This is one that I'm actually going to view the cutscene for, because this is integrated into the game itself, into the story, and it's like a progression-based thing. So just sort of a little intro. Did I go in a different entrance? I did. Yeah, I left the... Oh. But yeah, I went in a whole different entrance. Okay. Let's try this warp system out. So she's giving me a reward and a new quest. Something called Records of Eminence. This is one of the newer things they had added to the game shortly before I stopped playing, so I'm only somewhat familiar with it. Tutorial basics. First step forward. Speak to one of the following Record of Eminence guides. Okay. So I have undertaken that quest. And now I'm going to talk to this person like she says. This is kind of new to me. I don't remember doing these. Will present you with a memorandum. What is that? Sparks. So that's like the currency that, okay, I remember some of this now. So it looks like they've actually added a true tutorial to the game. Okay. Let's check this key item out. Job gesture. Interesting. That's all new. The memorandum. Magic Mannequin distributed by the A-Man Records. Each and every Records of Eminence objective completed. I see. Okay. Seems you've received an explanation. Completing your objective earns you experience points as well as sparks. Experience up to your level more effectively, while sparks of eminence can be exchanged for equipment. My recommended objectives are found under combat. Wide area. What can we count? Good lord. Often. Okay, talks about crystals. So she explains what crystals are used for. You can trade them to guards for certain rewards, sell them for money. But for now, I'd like to explain another of the uses, namely the role-playing synthesis. First things first, your reward for completing the last assignment: a slice of hair meat, a chunk of rock salt, and last but not least, a fire crystal. I feel like she's gonna have me cook these. Excuse me. Now using a fire crystal will bring up synthesis interface, hair meat, and rock salt ingredients. Okay, she's gonna have me cook some salted hair. Majority of items you create can be sold. Okay, I'm with you. Somewhere in the city lies our nation's auction house. Seek it out and report back to me when you found it. Right. Let me go ahead and make this recipe. I'm going to heat the hair meat, the rock salt. This is how you craft in this game. Alright, so she's tasked me with going to the auction house. I know right where that's at. But before I do so, I'm going to take a brief break. I'm going to step away and have a bite to eat. And I'll be back in about 10-15 minutes. Sorry for the delay, but we'll be back. I'll leave the audio up and running in the meantime. Alright, I'm back. So, did not actually get food yet. It is in the process of being prepared. So I'm going to go ahead and knock a couple more of these quests out, and I'll probably call it a night. Let's see, what does she want me to do? Go to the auction house. I just got to click it. It is just around the corner. It's right here. Well, do people even sell on the auction house anymore, I wonder? Not much. So this used to be the place to buy and sell and the way to make money in this game. But there's hardly anything for sale on this auction house anymore. Like when you were a low-level player like me, this is where you'd go to get outfitted with gear for the most part. I'd buy a bronze dagger from here. Or a sword. I used to be able to sort these, but there we go, sort by level. All the way to the end here. There's hardly anything on here anymore. I guess that's because all of the starter gear is bought with those sparks now. Man, there used to be people just camped out here every day. Just buying and selling. Let's see if we can't get you some levels. There's several items in existence which serve to enhance the number of experience points you receive for defeating enemies. Chariot bands, Empress bands, Emperor bands, to name a few. These are a bit unique in that you must wait a certain amount of time after equipping them to use them. I'm going to give you this Conquest promotion voucher. You'll use it to obtain a chariot band without having to use your conquest points. Raise your level to 5 and return to me. What level am I now? 4. Now, was that free because of the voucher? Yes, yes, it was. Okay. I should have bought the Empress Band. Oh my god. Oh well. I get more uses out of that though. Right now, the experience points are coming so quickly because of the campaigns. I don't really see a need to actually pop that chariot band. So I'm just going to run out here, gain one more level, and turn in the next tutorial quest. This whole tutorial system is brand spanking new. I don't remember that. Well, I say it's brand new to me. It was not around when I played back in the day. You turned in that adventurous coupon, you got your 50 gil or 10 gil or whatever, and that was it. That was your tutorial. That's somebody else's treasure casket. Yeah, people don't even bother to open them. There we go, level 5. To stress how much faster the leveling is right now. When I first started this game, the level cap was 50 or 60. I think it was 60 when North American retail launched. Because we launched with the Rise of Xylard expansion already built into the game. Anyways, it was eventually raised to level 75. So in the heyday, the prime heyday for the game, level 75 was the max level. And it took me well over a year to reach level 75. It would have taken probably 2 hours to get to level 5. We make an adventurer out of you just yet. Starting from level 31, anytime you are knocked unconscious, your experience points will suffer a deduction. Okay, so it starts at level 31. I thought that was always... Well, no, I guess there would have been a limit to it, huh? So 31. As a general rule, the amount penalized will be about 10% of the total amount required to reach next level. She's gonna give me a re-raise ring? Earring? Oh my god. Now that you've surpassed the required level, it's time for you to learn a new spell called Trust. Here we go. This will be your next assignment. So we're going to go talk to this guy. Gundabald. Okay, I've got a raising earring. Alright, so I'm going to go and pick up this home point over here, home point number 4, and then we'll hit number 3, which is going to be right near this guy. That'll have every home point in Sandoria. And I think once we talk to this fellow, this is where I'm going to call it a night for the stream. But my plan, to be quite honest with you, is to play this all day tomorrow. Just playing this again after all these years has, has awakened a dormant obsession in me. The amount that I used to play this game was unhealthy, I'm just going to say. I used to work at a bank, and I can't tell you how many times I called out of work just so that I could stay home and play this game. Oh, my lights are flickering. We're getting a bad storm here, so hopefully the power will last long enough for me to finish this. I'm starting to wonder about it, though. So if I leave all of a sudden, it's because the power went out. Who would think I'd be playing this in 2026? There's the guy I need to talk to. Let me go ahead and grab this home point real fast, though. Okay. Juneau is a grand city to the southeast of here. Leading council sent me here for the most sacred mission. A new form of incantation called trust will prove a mighty boon to your adventurers. Yes, I'll participate. Your first task is to head to the city gate in northern Sandoria. You will find someone engaged in the running of Ballista, a type of mock skirmish. Some call him by the moniker the Grand Hero of Sandoria. Experimental magic have unknown effects. Take this letter of introduction and head to Rantry Gate. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and warp there, because we've unlocked all of the home points. Take a the shortcut. And I think that ballista fella is right around here. Pretty sure this is him. Nope, I was wrong. Maybe it's this guy. It's one of these guys. Maybe it's him. Yeah, there we go. So the trust system is what I was telling you about, where you can summon NPCs to team up with you. Once upon a time in this game, you would party up with other players, and you still can. A lot of people still do, but as the game has lost its population over the decades, this is the solution. Okay. So I've learned, or I've earned my first trust scroll. And actually I've obtained these two other ones. Let's go back and visit that guy real quick. I'll turn these other two in that I bought from the Google. So do I trade the trust that I've earned to him? No. So what I'm not sure is where you go to unlock the other trusts. But at any rate, we've learned one. I guess I have to go out. And use the spell? Let's see if that's what I have to do to finish this quest. Let's just see. Oh, I see. I've got to talk back to the Exon Mill again. All right, real quick, I'm going to try to finish this up before I leave. Oh, he's going to have me track down more. Alright, so he's sending me to Corilla in the chateau. Okay. So right here, this is where I'm going to stop tonight. I'm going to be back tomorrow morning, and I'm going to play. We're going to get a lot done tomorrow, because I'm fully feeling the Final Fantasy magic again after all this time. Thanks so much for hanging out. Sorry about the technical problems. Those of you on Rumble, I don't know what happened. I'm going to try to get it fixed in time for tomorrow, and I will post a video of this stream that can be watched in a replay, so you won't miss anything. But again, thanks for hanging out, and I'll be back again tomorrow with a little bit more of Final Fantasy XI, and probably also going to stream some Diablo as well. Hope everybody has a great day, and I'll see you again.